Welcome everyone. My name is Tara Hammis and I am a registered dietitian and the Healthy Aging Manager for the Massachusetts Councils on Aging. MCOA is a member-based organization that provides support, advocacy, training, technical assistance to all of the Councils on Aging and their centers in the state. And one of the things I get to do, and it's my favorite thing to do, which is to come out and provide you some nutrition information. And my philosophy is that I'm here to give you the information and you decide which parts fit into your life. We all have different amounts of resources, whether that's time, energy, finances, etc. And so there's no one best way to do things. You figure out what works for you. And the only thing I ask is for folks to try to be 1% better, just a little bit better. So if you leave here and take one thing away, job done. All right. Any questions? Does that work for everybody? You're very quiet today. We're going to have to throw some jokes in here.
Because we're on film.
Because I'm the least serious dietitian you'll meet, so I'm all about the let's chat. One of the things I always say is, if Cookie Monster were human, I would have married him in the 3rd grade. So I think when people hear that, they're like, oh, okay, she's not going to tell me to go eat nothing but kale.
Yeah.
Right? So today I do want to talk a little bit about fiber. And disclaimer, as a dietitian, we do talk about the ins and the outs. So heads up, and especially we're talking about some fiber today, so that's going to come up. So here's our roadmap. We're going to talk why your gut health matters, what is fiber. We're going to touch a little bit on pre and probiotics. We could do a whole class on that, but that won't be today, but we'll touch on it a little. And then how to make sure that you're eating enough. So, does anybody know why fiber is important or why gut health matters? Nope, I won't
It's
say.
the root of everything else.
It's the root of it. I like that answer. The root of everything
I
else.
think.
Yeah, because if your gut is not functioning,
Yeah.
you can't digest or absorb the vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals that we need. Absolutely. And for those who don't know, digestion and absorption are 2 different things. So a lot of people think, I just eat it and it makes its way through. There's a lot of chemical reactions that happen. So, and a lot of things that are important for that. So yes, it's the root of everything. Any other thoughts? You're like, no, you're here to tell us. Okay. So your gut health matters, supports your digestion, right? And digestion starts in the mouth. When we start chewing and the saliva is mixed in, that's the start of digestion. Obviously, esophagus, stomach, through your small and large intestines, the whole alimentary canal is important. Our gut health matters because it supports our immune system. Especially when we talk about fiber, the thing that always comes to mind for people is whether you are constipated or not, or whether you're comfortable or uncomfortable in your belly. And we know that it can boost your mood and energy, especially if you connect the constipation with your mood. Like, how many people are ever really happy and they're constipated? Not so much. They don't really go together. Or the opposite end, right? No pun intended. So our gut health it's really important, and it's not something we're very comfortable talking about often. So we'll break down a little bit of the stigma. How many of you actually, let me back up one second. How many of you are familiar with the central nervous system, or at least have heard of that term, right?
Yes.
Like your brain stem, your spinal cord, all of that. Well, there's another nervous system, which is your enteric nervous system. And this is within your gut. Okay? 2 thin layers of over 100 million nerve cells lining your GI tract from your esophagus to your rectum. And how many of you have ever heard the gut called your second brain, or that there's a gut-brain connection? It's true. These 2 nervous systems talk to each other. Two-way communication Your enteric nervous system can trigger emotional shifts, especially folks with irritable bowel. Your central nervous system can also influence the speed at which your gut is working. One of the things that comes to mind when I think of this is, let's say there's a woman who is pregnant, my mother, and she tells her husband, my dad, all right, Pete, it's time to go. We gotta go. It's time. And my dad's like, okay, Pat, but I just gotta go to the bathroom first. He like got super nervous and he had to go to the bathroom before he could drive her to the hospital and, have a baby. So his central nervous system was very anxious and it influenced his enteric nervous system.
Yeah.
So how many of you, well, you don't have to raise your hands, but some of us might have similar issues, right? Okay. If you have irritation within your gut, within your belly, it's going to tell your brain, I got something going on here, trigger your mood changes, et cetera, et cetera. Constipation, diarrhea, bloating, pain, and stomach upset. All of that are examples. All of those are examples of issues with your second brain rocking out. That's a technical term, rocking out. Okay, so what is fiber? Has anyone seen this diagram before? It's one of my favorites because it's so simple. So fiber is a type of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are starches, sugars, and fiber. And fiber is the carb that we can't digest. And there's two types of fiber. Fiber is also found on this part of the grain. So there's 3 parts to a grain. The outside is called the bran. The majority of the starchy inside of the grain is the endosperm. And the little small fatty part is called the germ. And the germ is what fuels the seed to grow. Okay, so a lot of times when grains are processed, the outside and the very inside are stripped away. And what is used is the endosperm. Okay. And when that happens, we're not using a whole grain. When the entire grain is ground up and milled into flour, that's whole grain. And when you mill the whole grain, you're getting the bran, which means you're getting the fiber. Does that help folks understand what we're like, why we want to have whole grains versus, refined grains? What else do you think is found in all 3 portions?
Whole wheat.
Whole wheat is one type. Yep. So that's one type that this would be.
Well, I have a question
Yeah.
about, I buy a lot of oats.
Okay.
So there's whole grain or whatever, what's the
Old fashioned.
Yeah, the old-fashioned
Mhm.
oats, and then there's the other. Now, I kind of figured that the other stuff was just the old-fashioned ground up a bit.
Do you
Um,
mean the steel oats?
No.
What do you mean?
No, just,
The oats that are like in the packet versus.
I buy a big thing of,
The big tub with the guy on the front.
Right. Mr. Quaker.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
Right. So there's old fashioned and then there's the quick cook.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So the old fashioned, and I'm on the spot and I could be wrong, but I believe the old fashioned has a little bit more fiber.
That's, I
and
mean,
it takes longer
that's
to
what
cook.
I figured,
Yes.
but I was
I
wondering.
don't know the gram count, but if you think about, so what's the difference in cooking the two? Let me ask you.
Well, that's it. Not much.
One's a minute and one's 3 minutes in the
Exactly.
microwave.
No.
It's the length of time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
not much difference, and I use the regular stuff rather than the quick stuff in anything I make.
yes. So it's the time, because if you think of it, what happens when you add water to oats? What does it look like?
Mush.
You're making the face. You're like,
Mush,
it gets all
yeah.
gooey. Yeah.
Push.
So that is an indication of there being soluble fiber in the oats. So there's two types of fiber. There's soluble, which when water's added to it, it gets gummy and gooey. And there's the insoluble, which is what we think of, which it doesn't dissolve in water and helps push things through our body. So with the old-fashioned oats, because they take longer to cook, you could think that it takes longer for the soluble, more soluble fiber in there to absorb the water. But I don't know the gram difference. So I would say whether you like the old-fashioned or the quick cook, pick the one that you like better. And I would encourage you to stay away from the packets that have the added sugar.
right.
You know, yeah. So if you do the quick
she
cook, do them
mentioned
without
the
the sugar.
steel oats.
Steel
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, now what's the difference
It take
there?
much longer to cook.
Yeah.
The steel oats.
Yes. But you could use the ones that you like and that you can afford. It's fine. And we're going to try something with oats today too. So, yes. Very good segue. So backing up just a little bit, when we strip away the germ and the bran, we're stripping away the fiber, obviously, and the germ, there's fat-soluble vitamins. There's other water-soluble vitamins and minerals when we're stripping away, particularly a lot of B vitamins. So when you see on a nutrition package, because I know you're all turning them over and reading all of the ingredient lists and looking at all the nutrition facts labels, when the bran and the germ are stripped away, a lot of times some of those vitamins and minerals are then added back, right? It'll say enriched,
Oh, yeah.
right? So it means
Yeah.
it's already been taken out, but then we're going to put it back in. And fortified means it was never in there to begin with. So what's one food that's heavily fortified?
Cereals.
What?
Cereals.
Yes, ma'am. Cereals, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So fiber's found not only in whole grains, but a lot of fruits and veggies that we don't even think of. Celery is not a high fiber food. A lot of people think it is because it's, fibrous and crunchy. That's mostly the water and the cells. There's a little bit, but not much. So again, soluble versus insoluble. And when you look at the nutrition facts label, it's all grouped together as just fiber. It doesn't really say which one. Any questions? Look at you guys taking notes. All right. So how much should we have? There are different ranges. As we get over 50, women should have at least 21 grams a day. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. Men should have 30 grams. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. We want you to work up to it. Because what happens if you start eating a lot of fiber right away? Or what can?
Constipation.
Constipation, right. So
Yeah.
what do you do for that? If you're constipated, what are a couple things you do other than go to CVS and buy magnesium citrate? Fluids, yeah,
Yeah.
hydrate.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. One of the caveats to the fiber and fluid balance is if you are already somebody who's pretty well hydrated and you get constipated, drinking more water isn't usually going to help. So, but if you're somebody who is not very hydrated, then you want to drink more fluid. And since we're talking about hydration, what color should our urine be?
Not yellow.
Yeah, light yellow.
Light yellow,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yep. Somebody the other day said, like dark yellow. I'm like, not so
No,
much. And they had a sweater on that was like this color, and I said, if it's this color, go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. It doesn't have to be clear. Okay. So when we talk about fiber, there's a high fiber diet, and there are higher fiber foods. So a high fiber diet meet or exceeds those two thresholds. Okay. We talk about foods, and you'll see some of this on the nutrition packs, whether it's the front of the pack labeling or part of the nutrition facts panel. So I want you to, when you're focused on fiber, look for something that says it's a high fiber food. So that means it has 5 grams or more per serving. A good source, second choice, between 2.5 and 4 grams of fiber. And then if you want to do go by percentages, you could go that route. but I think it's you can go either route. Look at the grams or the percentages. Do any of you look at the nutrition facts panel, like on breads or any other
I
foods?
do.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
confusing.
Oh, yeah.
Very confusing. And we can do a whole class on nutrition labeling in the facts
Yeah.
panel, because it's always changing. Don't get me going on that new pyramid. That's gonna be in a whole other class.
Oh, they.
How do you think on a lot of the packaging, I think it's all garbage, so like if something says to me on the package high fiber, I just don't believe any of that.
I know, yeah, right.
Because it's this and it's that and it's this and everyone writes everything on the packaging.
And it's
And it's
confusing.
all wrong.
Yeah, and even
It's
the
wrong. The,
some of it is
Yeah.
misleading. Definitely.
Misleading.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Oopsies. Some of it's misleading, but there are rules in place that say, you can say this, but you can't say that. And the FDA and the FTC all weigh in on that, but it's still very confusing. And especially when the food manufacturers and marketers are trying to sell you a product.
Yeah.
Think of, the example I like to use is the gluten-free craze. Some food manufacturers were saying gluten-free, like mango or whatever it was, like a product that never had gluten to begin
In the
with.
beginning,
Now
yeah.
they're labeling it as gluten-free so that
Exactly.
you'll buy it.
right.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, part of what I want to do through these classes is help you become smarter consumers and to help clear up some of the confusion. But there is so much confusion out there. I feel you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
you think it's best to just look at the label and check the grams?
Yes, the nutrition facts panel.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yep, that's a good way to go. And when you're doing that, make sure that you look at not just the grams, but how much food they're talking about, what that serving size is.
Yeah, the serving size is so confusing.
Well, that's the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because how many of most of us don't know how much things weigh. So you might not know that one serving of bread is 28 grams, which is an ounce. So they're starting to move more toward the plain language that it's one slice or two slices. So look at the servings and then look at the nutrition per serving. So for example, if you are looking at bread, and of course like the bread slices have gotten bigger, look for something that is at least, I would say, 3 grams of fiber. So that's like a higher fiber bread. If you can get a 5 grams, that's like phenomenal. The other thing you can do is on the front of the pack, it'll say 100%, usually whole wheat. And if it says 100% whole wheat, that means it's going to have higher fiber. If it says 7 grain or whole grain, or not whole grains, but multi-grain, that's not a guarantee. That's when you have to flip it over and look at the numbers. So I apologize on behalf of the scientific community for confusing everyone. Yeah.
So whole wheat is better than multigrain, you're saying?
Whole wheat will,
For fiber.
100% whole wheat will most likely have more dietary fiber than, mixed grains or multi-grain. But it depends on, the brand and the size, the serving size, etc.
What's the difference between whole wheat grain and whole wheat flour? I've seen them,
Nothing.
it's the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. They can just use,
Okay.
to add another layer to it, right? Yeah. All right.
But you can buy whole wheat flour that's all ground up into little nothings, like white flour.
Say that again. You can buy whole wheat flour and what?
You buy the whole wheat flour.
Mhm.
It's ground up and it's tiny. I mean, it's fluffy like white,
Yeah.
like white flour.
Yep.
And that's just as good as whole wheat flour that has little pieces of stuff, whatever.
Yeah, how finely it's milled.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you buy whole wheat flour, because it includes the germ, which is the fatty part, you have to really pay attention to it, because what happens when you leave fat out exposed to the air? What can happen?
Rancid.
Yeah,
rancid.
right,
It's
yeah,
rancid.
right,
Right. So
yeah.
the whole wheat flour will become rancid faster. So give a little sniff here now.
So the ground up whole wheat flour is legitimate whole wheat.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And so it could get rancid.
Yeah. I have some in my pantry, and every so often,
Yes.
like I don't cook with it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It
is it
gets
still
stale.
good?
Give it,
It does
Yeah,
last for a
very
while, though.
easily, yeah.
Yeah.
just give it a sniff.
That's right. That's right.
But you have to check it when you buy it too.
Mm.
Sometimes it's old in the store too.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Especially
Oh.
if you go to Price Chopper.
So, especially if you go to Price Chopper.
I'm finding almost all their stuff is like expired.
Oh dear.
Oh, really?
Like, so you have to check everything in that market.
Being on the shelf.
Everything. My husband's like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Turning the cans over, turning this
Checking it all out. That's good. You're being proactive. I like that.
I'm trying.
Yes.
There's
And
so
we-
much to learn. It's just, it's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, and with each of these, I hope we can get you a little bit more settled. But speaking of dates, we do have a class on food safety and dating and used by
Mhm.
Best Buy, etc. So I'll come back for that too.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Well, you better come back more than once a month. We have a lot to learn.
Yeah. But that's it.
We'll have the Nutrition Academy, right? Tara's tips. I think we covered a little bit of this already. Yes. Oh, rice, oats, whole, bran, fiber part. This is a really good article that actually this entire section came from this article. This is sourced. CSPI, Center for Science in the Public Interest. Is anyone familiar with them?
Yes.
Anybody hear of the food police? Remember hearing that term? That's them. They have very good information. But if you want to get more information just on the grains, and cereals are really like grains. When they're talking about cereal, I'm going to stop there. I don't want to confuse you anymore. Over here was where we were talking about the fiber. So if you're looking at the panel, this is not the updated one, but it'll have carbs, total carbs, fiber, sugars, and what else is here now? Does anybody know? I need to update my photo. Added sugars. So there's added sugars over here now.
That's what
What do you
confuses
mean
me. They say
added sugars? It's not listed
Extra.
under sugars?
It is. I need to update my photo here. This is an old nutrition facts panel. It changed. So now it'll have fiber, sugars, and added sugars.
Yeah.
So a good example of that is if you think of milk. So lactose is a naturally occurring sugar. But if you think of chocolate milk, they add sugar to that milk. So it'll say sugars and then added sugars. And so when we're trying to watch our sugar, one method is to choose foods that don't have added sugars.
Right.
And I'm creating a presentation on sugars as we speak. I'm a busy woman, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what are some of the benefits? I know you know some of these. Reduces the risk of heart disease. What food was using that message that was good for your heart health? And this is Heart Health Month, so this is perfect. Anybody know? Lowered their cholesterol.
Oh, the Cheerios.
Cheerios,
Yeah, Cheerios. Yeah.
So Cheerios had a whole campaign that said,
Yep.
I lowered my cholesterol X% by eating Cheerios.
But it
and
says made, there's a catchword there.
it
right before.
Yep, it
Possibly,
may.
or I forget what it is.
Yes. So there was two things to that campaign. One was that they were coming out and saying that they could lower it like by a specific percentage over a set period of time, and that veered into like drug promises, so they got sued for that.
Oh,
And then, so they don't say that anymore. And then the other thing was some studies showed that it really didn't lower the cholesterol that much. It was only like a few points. However, the base of the claim makes sense because soluble fiber, the fiber that's gummy, sticks to your cholesterol. And so soluble fiber will help you excrete cholesterol. And our bodies make all the cholesterol that we need. We make it from saturated fat. So if we eat too much saturated fat or we intake too much cholesterol, fiber can help us bring that down a little bit. So that's where the Cheerios piece comes in. Because again, if you leave Cheerios in milk for too long, it's a little gummy and mushy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because they're made from oats.
That's why they gave them to babies.
Like, yeah,
That's all they gum them.
they gum, right? Yep, and then they get a little bloated. And, yeah, good times. There you go. So look, I'm get ahead of myself. And the cholesterol I was talking about was the low density lipoproteins. So that's the bad cholesterol. Fiber helps in weight management. How? Keeps you feeling fuller longer. Yeah. What? I mean, assuming we don't all like
I
power,
find that doesn't work.
power
for me.
eat all of our food in 10 minutes, right? Yeah. It will like bulk up. Some folks who are trying to lose weight, which one method that they use is they follow this volumetrics program where they eat foods that have a lot of fiber and are really filling but lower calorie. And so that's one way that they help manage their weight. Not saying that's what you have to follow, but some of those foods and recipes can help you. Obviously, having enough fiber. How much fiber per day?
Oh, 80 to 100 grams.
30 grams.
How many?
21
30.
grams.
30 grams for men, and how many for women?
51.
21.
Oh.
21, yep. So shoot for that and have your regular bowel movements, and everybody is different. It also, because it helps move things through your intestines, that means that foods are not resting up against your intestinal wall for too long, and it helps decrease your risk of colon cancer. Some people believe this, some people don't. And overall helps regulate your digestion because it's keeping things moving. You know, a lot of I can't remember what it's called, but there's a specific name for it. I just heard it the other day. Once you eat something, your nervous system knows, oh, incoming. So it starts contracting. It's like you got to make room. So like when you eat, your body also knows, oh, we got to keep it going. Did you guys know that? Yeah,
No.
it's wild.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about fiber,
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
you're already on it.
okay.
Yeah.
What was your question? What foods?
Oh. Fruit,
Yeah.
vegetables, raw stuff. Yeah, yeah.
So, great sources. These are just a few, and I think foods that most, I'm going to super generalize right now, but most Americans could easily add to their standard American diets. Another reason why we say eat a variety of foods, because you're going to have a variety of intake of vitamins and minerals and fiber, and not everyone wants to eat the same thing all the time. I do have, because that's hardly enough.
So are most fibrous foods gassy?
They can be. They can be. But even, let's see, is that our next little slide? Wow, you guys have perfect segues today. I have a high fiber food chart for you, which I'll give out in a second. If I give it to you now, everyone's going to look at
Yeah.
it, so bear with me. I will give you one. Happens all the time. So, speaking of gassy and having a healthy gut, like I said, I want to touch a little bit on pre and probiotics. So prebiotics, special plant fibers that feed the good bacteria in your gut. We like to have a lot of good bacteria. The good bacteria, when they're doing their job, they're going to produce some gas. So, eating some of the special plant fibers with the fiber in it is what some of the bacteria in your gut like, and it will produce some gas for folks. Okay. One analogy is like it's fertilizer for your gut garden. I don't know if I like that one, but it's, it'll help some folks. The prebiotics are not live organisms, right? It's the fuel. It's the fertilizer you're putting on your garden. And these are some examples. And so some people do get gas from eating these, because if you think about it, it's what the bacteria eat. So the good bacteria are called the probiotics. And the one that we are most familiar with are the ones that are in yogurt, right? Live cultures, but there are probiotics in other fermented foods. Okay, so kefir. Has anybody had kefir before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
it.
Yeah, what kind do you like?
The Lifeway,
Yep, what flavor?
original plain.
Plain. Ooh, what kind do you like?
I get plain, but I put fruit in. It's all for my smoothies.
Oh, for your
Or
smoothie?
spinach.
Yeah, use it in a smoothie. And what
Yeah.
kind do you like?
Raspberry.
Raspberry. I like the strawberry, and I just tried the mixed berry. Oh, the mixed berry is delicious. So
Doesn't that have a lot of sugar, though, the
Sugar,
flavored
yeah.
ones?
but I like it. Yeah, but I don't need a lot of. I take that back. I do eat sugar. Yeah.
So what is kefir?
So kefir is.
Is that how you say it? We had a big fight on this.
Yeah, kefir.
like a month ago.
Oh yeah,
And I always called it kefir.
kefir. I believe it's kefir.
Kefir.
Kefir, right? Yes, yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, because it's very
I
popular.
can't believe I was
in,
wrong.
I was gonna say,
it's
you
very
must have
popular in
lost.
Indian country. Yes.
No one could agree. We
Yeah.
were bad.
So now you know from the
I
source.
said,
it's
okay,
kefir.
this is over. Okay,
Um,
kefir.
And it's fermented
Yes.
milk, right? Some people call it the champagne of milks because it's got a little, right? Like a little bubbly, fuzzy. I like it. And it's, I brought some in.
I like
Oh, you drink it
buttermilk.
plain?
Yeah.
I mean, but a flavored one plain.
Yes. Do you drink yours plain?
Yeah, and I mix it.
And you mix it.
I thought it was a grain, not a dairy product.
No, it's dairy. It's milk.
It is milk,
Yep.
kefir,
Yep,
okay.
yep, yep. I'll bring some in next time and we can
So
try it.
it's not like buttermilk then.
No.
It tastes like runny yogurt,
It's tart.
kind of.
It's tart,
It's
yes.
tart.
Yeah.
So okay,
Yeah.
Takes
yogurt.
some getting used to.
You remember when at least maybe my memory fails me, but remember back in the 70s and 80s when you had yogurt and it was like, it was tart. Now they're super sugary and you don't even have that yogurt tartness unless you're eating Greek yogurt. So anyway,
Yeah.
yes, I'll bring it in. We'll try some next time. So that is a fermented food. Okay, sauerkraut, kimchi, misos. So all of these, again, you could have some gas, a little bit of bloating, are probiotics. And what's recommended is that you take it at the same time every day. And that was news to me. So I think the reasoning is that your
You do?
your ENS becomes familiar, like, all right, just like your brain knows that the caffeine's gonna block that adenosine, your gut's like, bring on my kefir.
So you do or you don't take them at the same time?
You do, yeah.
You do.
You should. You don't have to. You should, yeah. All right. So the pre and probiotics help keep the good bacteria alive in your gut, which helps keep things moving and supports all of your digestion.
What's your take on, like for instance at acupuncture, they have this one pill and it's a pre and probiotic and something else, I don't know what it is, like Dr. O'Hara or something like that, I don't remember.
I
What's your take on that?
personally I don't support supplements very much.
Okay.
In general, and we have a class on supplements. Because I think folks
could
should
eat
get as
every
much
day.
as they can from their food,
Right.
right? Not just because that's the best source, because there are so many other compounds we haven't discovered yet, but also because it supports the farmers, and supports our economy and supports the land. And the issue with supplements is you really don't know what you're getting because they're
That's-
not regulated the same way as drugs. So that class, I will have my soapbox with me. So definitely, that'll be a spicy one.
Oh God, I can't miss that.
All All right, so how do you eat some more fiber? I'm going to give you the list of more foods to focus on, but then also how do you you don't just have to sit there and eat a bowl of beans. You can add some beans to, I don't know, your chili if you're getting ready for Super Bowl this weekend, right? You can eat some more yogurt. You can try the kefir. Chia seeds is a good way to go. Has anybody ever made chia seed pudding? Right, overnight?
I keep saying I'm going
It gets
to.
bigger and bigger.
Right? It just like it gets
You
really
use little
gel.
bits and
right?
yes,
Yeah, it expands.
Love you can.
But it's easy to do. You mix it up at night and have it in the morning like overnight oats.
What do you mix it with?
Kefir.
What goes
You can
on
use
it?
milk, almond milk, like a plant milk. You can make it all different kinds of ways because the chia seeds are going to soak up.
Yeah.
You have a
I
preference?
mean, I do it with water.
You water, yep.
Yeah, but next day it fills up. You can put in anything. You
Yep.
know, you can put in your drinks. You can put in your yogurt.
And put it in your drinks, your
Yeah.
yogurt. You can add fruit to it too.
Or if you have nothing, you can just
So you
eat
just
like that. It no taste.
Put it
Right.
in something and leave it in the fridge overnight, and that's it.
But what is the base
That's
of
it.
it? I lost.
It's a seed. There's fiber in it, and so
Oh.
it gets
And what is it called again?
chia.
Oh,
Chia
chia.
seeds.
Remember?
They're
Chia.
like a
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
the same thing.
The thing is
Like I
that
put that in my yogurt.
Yes.
Not my yogurt, in my oatmeal.
Yep.
But it has no flavor.
Right.
Right.
So
Yep.
you
You
can
can add it to your absolutely. So
So-
you can add it to your yogurt. You can sprinkle it on salads and your smoothies.
I should put it in my granola.
Put it in your granola. Absolutely. Yep.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. You guys, yeah. You're
When
good.
you make your oatmeal, you can add to that too.
What's that?
When you make your
oatmeal.
yeah, you can
You
add.
just put
Yeah.
some in.
Yeah. Should have like an oatmeal bar and mix and match. Right. All right. So also in your salads, see salad template. I have a salad template for you. Actually, I will give you that one right now. The salad. There's a couple of handouts in here that I'm going to share with you. And they come from a friend of mine. Her name is Katie Dodd. She's known as the geriatric dietitian. She has wonderful resources. I do have the name of the site here if you want to go online, and it's not really a plug for her, but she's a great resource if you want to check her out. I have this list of salad recipes. Let's start from the back because I think the ones that came out in color are a little easier to read. These are high fiber salad recipes that you could follow. And then there's also, I have a fiber template. So if you were going to make a salad, you don't like any of those, you pass these around. You can, build your own. Let's go this way for those. So you can see on the template, you'll start with a base, of whatever kind of greens you like. I know, it's hard in the winter, right? We're all, hands are dry.
I'm not sure if I got one or two.
Ah,
I
that's
think I
okay.
got two.
I
I got two.
should have saved one for myself. Can I peek? All right, so we have our base. You start with a base. Oops. Yep. And then you can add your veggies, any legumes you like your beans or your peas or your lentils. And then you can add, if you want some nuts or like nut butter in the dressing. And if you want to add a little bit of fruit. So you can mix and match, customize it.
Interesting. Who knew black beans had more fiber than the other bean?
Surprise, surprise.
Mhm.
All right. As we were mentioning before, I want you to, if you start increasing your fiber intake, make sure you're drinking something with it, or eating something wet, juicier with it, like orange or what have you, so that you do not end up unhappy in this position. And then also, a lot of times we're uncomfortable, whether constipated or not, even just some walking around the block, getting a little bit of extra movement in will help things get going before you have to take anything. So keep that in mind. I know it's cold right now, but any kind of like a little bit of, I won't say, some exercises can help you keep things regular. Any questions? I'm going to hand out the other worksheet. No, they're not worksheets. The rest of the information. Ooh, I've lost. The words have escaped me now. I'm gonna hang on to this one. This is your, the highest fiber food charts broken down into categories. And there's two things I want to focus on. The first one, on the colorful page, I'll wait till everybody has it. Right. Looking at the fruits, how many grams of fiber with a skin does one large apple have?
5.
Right, over 5 grams. So if you have one large apple, you are already 5 grams toward your total of 21 or 30. And that's easy, one piece of fruit. If you have something, and I'm using these because these are in the pantry, and also we're giving them to you because it's winter time, and who doesn't love making a super quick soup? So this packet of ramen, how much fiber do you think is in this entire packet of ramen? Anybody want to guess?
Is that one serving?
Not mine.
It's the whole packet. Yep, so the whole packet is 2 servings. Anybody want to guess?
13 grams.
No, I wish. 2.
Yeah.
So not a high fiber food, but cheap, easy, right? Especially
Reminds me of college.
yeah,
Right?
I was just
I-
going to
I
say
know.
a college kid.
But does
Um,
all pasta like that, like noodles and stuff?
yeah,
they
white
all low?
pasta.
It's all
yes.
low fiber?
Yes, regular pasta is not high fiber. You can buy whole grain pasta, or there's like chickpea pasta now. It
Yes,
definitely
I
tastes
noticed that, yeah.
definitely tastes different.
Yeah.
That chickpea pasta, be careful when you cook it, it always goes over the pot.
Does it? Oh
It's
my gosh.
awful.
There's also
It
a
goes
high protein pasta, like white pasta.
Yes, I noticed that on Borelli's now, it says,
Yep. And I bought some and I tried it. Tastes the same. And for me, I didn't feel like it was worth the extra price because there wasn't that much more protein in it. But I wanted to try it. It's fine.
Yeah, you can't tell the difference.
Huh. Look, not in your wallet only. Right?
Yeah, right.
But if you have something like easy and inexpensive like this on hand, and you're like, well, it's not the healthiest thing for me, and you don't have to use the entire packet of the seasoning, you know, you can use your own,
yeah.
or you can use half. What could you add to it to make it a higher fiber soup? Or even if you don't even have to,
Greens, you can have anything.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could throw in a little bit of
Yeah.
spinach, right?
Spinach, yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Carrots.
So a cup of spinach, 4 grams of fiber, carrots, another almost 4 grams.
Onion,
You could throw in some onions, yes.
garlic.
Yep. You could throw in some peas. I usually, because I eat this, I will usually add at least corn and peas to it, and I don't like, and I'll eat it as noodles more so than as soup. So if I'm adding peas, there's if a cup of peas probably would 8 grams of fiber. Corn, another 3 grams of fiber.
Beans.
You could throw in beans, any kind of beans, lentils.
Yeah,
I could-
lentils cook fast.
They do cook fast. That's one of the best things about lentils. Absolutely.
Yeah, you
Okay.
gotta be careful and get mush.
Right. So you can always take something that's not high fiber to begin with and boost
add
it.
Yeah.
Just like some of those salad recipes. Borrow this for 1 second. They have quite a bit of fiber in them, but then there's also some dressing recipes that I don't have here, but are referenced on the geriatric dietitian website to boost it even more. All right. If you are tired of eating just plain apples and you want something a little warmer and cozier for this winter, and you feel like baking,
That's what I made yesterday, baked apples.
what?
I made that yesterday,
Baked apples you
Yeah.
did? How did you make them?
Well, I took the skin off them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I poured them.
Yep.
And then I
Off?
added
I wouldn't take the skin off.
walnuts, and a combination of walnuts, raisins, cinnamon, you know, all the good stuff, and I stuffed it in the hole.
Yeah.
And then I put a few sprinkles of the, those little red hearts, the little cinnamon red hearts.
Yes.
With some water so that it turns it really a nice way. And then I baste them as I bake them.
Nice. So
That's
no,
nice, good.
did you put did you say brown sugar in there or no?
A little bit
A
of,
little
yeah.
bit, yeah.
a little
And you could do
bit.
brown sugar or maple syrup.
Added to the, the middle. I make a big thing of middle and then I stuff.
I like that, yep. Makes it extra space.
Yes.
And it doesn't take very long, right? Nope.
It takes
And-
a long time to bake.
To
them.
bake,
Yeah,
yes.
it does.
But you can set it and forget it for a
Yep.
bit. And you can leave the skin on if you want, definitely,
Yeah.
either way.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So, I was looking for something that wasn't like a stereotypical high fiber recipe. And I don't think a lot of people think that there's a lot of fiber in apples. So we picked apples, and there's fiber in oats. And
It's more fiber in the skin.
yes, yep, a little more in the skin, absolutely. And so, what I did was, and this is so funny, look at that. If you look at this recipe, cracks me up. It says to use, I got a whole mess going on here, a 7 by 11 baking dish. So I've never even heard of a 7 by 11. Have you?
It's like
No,
how
I-
winning.
I think
Like
that's
how-
That's the one that's a little smaller than a 9 by 13.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have one of those.
All right.
At the size?
This is, I think, like an 8 by 12 I found. So
Oh.
I went and I baked this up for you guys this morning. And,
Morning.
oh. Sorry. Carefully. Like everybody on social media now, they're like,
Yeah.
tapping the foods. Yeah. Oy, oy, oy. So, I didn't, you could add nuts to this if you wanted. I did not because I didn't know who was allergic or what.
Ooh.
Oh, right? And it was very easy.
So my husband can't have cranberries.
So what do?
Don't put them
We
in.
don't put them in. Can he have raisins?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do raisins. And so this actually,
Dates.
surprise, surprise, it not being November or December, I did not find whole fresh cranberries or even frozen cranberries. So I used dried craisins, which do have a little added sugar, but you change the ratio, and I think it was 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup. So I think this called for 2 cups of cranberries. I used 1.5 cups of craisins instead. But you could use raisins if you wanted. It has oats, milk, eggs, spices. I used vanilla paste because I made some of that recently. Apples that are grated, and a little bit of cubed apples, cranberries. What did I forget? I know it's nutmeg.
Orange juice?
Oh, orange, yes, orange
yeah.
zest and orange juice, and cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, and baking powder.
So that is this recipe.
That is this recipe, so you can try it before you go home, and you can decide if you want to make it as is or modify it however you want. I used lower fat milk just because that's what I had on hand, and I modified the cranberries, and I used the old-fashioned oats. So, you guys ready to try it?
So
Sure.
Like, yes.
how to replace eggs?
What?
I know we are using eggs in here. So if I want to replace them, what should I use?
You, maybe
Applesauce.
applesauce? Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Chia seeds.
Or cheese? Yeah, I
Oh,
wonder. Yeah, yeah.
Applesauce, yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah, that could work. All right.
My
So,
husband doesn't eat eggs.
He doesn't eat them or he can't eat them.
He doesn't.
He just won't eat them. I don't know why to eat eggs every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
How can you not eat an egg? You can't even tell if an egg is in
in a dish or not?
something like this.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and slice this up and have you guys taste test it. And I hope everyone at home gives it a little try as well. And next month, we'll be back with, I don't remember the topic offhand, but I'll look at this sheet right here.
Do you ever do something on Sugar.
Sugar, I'm making one right now, so we can add it to this.
That's my
list.
addiction.
Okay,
I can quit anything,
But sugar?
anything, but not sugar.
okay. So yes, but it's not on the
Yeah.
current schedule, but we can put it on at the end if we
Do you have a dressing recipe too?
a dressing.
Yeah, salad dressing.
Yeah, I was
Salad
noticing that.
Because there hasn't so much calories in that, you know. So.
For just in general,
Yeah.
like dressings. I can.
If you wanna
I can
make
bring
it.
some.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
a good idea.
definitely. All right. So this is February. Fiber. Ooh, March. Vitamins and supplements. Bring my soapbox. So we do supplements, and then in April we'll do sodium. May, sleep and energy. June we'll do budgeting. July, food safety, and then you can see we've got a little question mark here for August, and we might put one of the classes that we missed down into that one. Or we'll do sugar. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm happy to do.
Well,
All right.
protein too is a,
Oh, protein, yes,
Do
because
you
that was
have
last month.
An extra list of that?
Yes.
Can I
I mean, it's almost impossible to get 80 to 100.
Oh, the grams of protein. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
like,
sorry.
it's hard, it's very hard.
And while I portion this up, so I'll say goodbye and thank you. Hope I see you next month. Appreciate you having me here, and I hope everybody learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and otherwise I will see you next time. Thank you.